So recently, Taraji P. Henson made a jaw-dropping appearance courtside at Game 4 of the Knicks game, and let's just say she stepped out looking like an entirely different woman. Her nose had slimmed down, her jawline was cut like glass, and her brows sat so high they nearly kissed her hairline. The internet erupted instantly, everyone demanding answers. Did she go under the knife to completely rebuild her face? Because whatever this was, it sure didn't look like the Taraji we all grew up watching. And as if that weren't enough drama, whispers started swirling that she's now eyeing a BBL too. Taraji, sweetheart, is this really where years of screaming for equal pay, fighting to prove black women deserve their worth, and literally fleeing all the way to Bali just to protect her peace has led? Did she finally look in that mirror and decide the only way to keep her seat at Hollywood's table was to play by their brutal visual rules? And just when you thought the plot couldn't thicken further, word on the street is that fellow celebrities are buzzing about her transformation, with rumors pointing straight at Nia Long allegedly clowning Taraji over what people are calling a botched new look. Seems like these two still haven't buried the hatchet from their messy past. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, let's dive straight into this Taraji situation because there's a lot to unpack. One thing's undeniable, guys. The extremes Hollywood stars are going to freeze their faces in time, stop the melting, and outrun the aging clock have spiraled completely out of control. There was a time when a little subtle filler, a touch of Botox, maybe a solid chemical peel would do the trick. Now, stars are practically waking up with brand new bone structures overnight. And why? Because Hollywood treats aging like some kind of plague, especially when it comes to women. The second a leading lady crosses 35, the industry starts scanning the horizon for the next fresh-faced 21-year-old, leaving older actresses drowning in pressure to look forever young. Which brings us right back to Taraji P. Henson, because when she showed up courtside at that Knicks game back in June 2026, looking impossibly snatched, the internet absolutely combusted, convinced she'd walked away with a whole new face. On one side, critics tore into her, branding the look plastic, unrecognizable, calling it proof she'd finally caved to the Hollywood machine. But on the flip side, her loyal fans flooded in to defend her, insisting she looked radiant, rejuvenated, downright glowing, reminding everyone she's pushing 60 and somehow outshining people half her age. And then there's Nia Long allegedly stepping into the chaos to pile on the jokes. Now, if you're wondering why on earth Nia would be the one clowning Taraji, you need to understand the history here runs deep and messy. Rumor has it that back in the day, Nia had some pretty harsh words for Taraji as her star was rising, allegedly feeling like Taraji hadn't earned the opportunities being handed to her. See, Nia came up during an era when only a handful of black actresses got any real shot, and by many accounts, she felt a certain kind of way watching newer names like Taraji scoop up chances she believed should have gone to the women who paved the road in the first place.
Started really working as an actress, there were about 4 of us. Jada Pinkett Smith, Halle Berry, Regina King, and Jasmine Guy. But the women that I was in constant competition with, mostly it was me and Jada. It was like, oh, do you want the brown-skinned spicy girl or do you want the light-skinned spicy girl? Which one do you want? And if you look at the history of film during that time, you will see how we were.
The tension didn't stay buried. It exploded right there on the set of Empire once Nia landed a recurring role in Season 3, playing an ex-flame of Lucius Lyon who was circling back toward reconciliation with Taraji's iconic cookie. But her character vanished from the show almost as fast as she appeared, and insiders say the real reason had everything to do with how Nia was carrying herself with the cast and crew. She was reportedly chronically late to her own scenes, leaving her co-stars stranded on set for up to 30 minutes at a stretch. When she failed to show at all, producers had to bring in a stand-in just so Taraji and Terrence Howard could keep rehearsing without her. Eventually, the pressure hit a boiling point. According to insiders, things blew up when someone on set, fed up with the lateness, snapped and asked her why she was always running on black people's time. Nia reportedly exploded at him. And that's when Taraji allegedly stepped in and fired back with a jab about whether she was on her period. Now, maybe Taraji meant it as a sharp little joke to cut the tension, but Nia apparently didn't find it funny at all, and that's the moment things on set truly soured. And it wasn't just the lateness fueling the fire. Sources claim the hair and makeup department filed an official complaint against Nia, the very first complaint they'd ever lodged against anyone, despite the show hosting a revolving door of guest stars. She was reportedly disrespectful, sometimes flipping out last minute over her look and unleashing on the team responsible for it. Anyone who's worked with Taraji knows she fiercely protects her crew, and she was not about to let anyone disrespect the people who kept Empire running. So the friction between them kept climbing, layer after layer. On top of everything, insiders whispered that both women wanted to claim the spotlight as the true star of the show, with a source telling E! News that tensions calmed between them towards the end of the season, but it comes down to the fact that they both have been in the industry for so long and both want to be the star. And unfortunately for Nia, Taraji is the star of Empire, and no one and nothing will ever change that. Since Mia came with her own ideas, and they weren't having it. Reports say the rivalry escalated to the point where producers actually explored ways to film their shared scenes separately, as if keeping two powerhouse women in the same room was simply too combustible to manage. Let's be honest, the two never patched things up. And if the rumors hold any weight, Nia is allegedly among the voices mocking Taraji's transformed appearance online, leaving fans baffled and asking why Black women keep tearing each other down when they're fighting the exact same rigged system. Taraji has practically bared her soul, crying, ranting, even escaping to Bali because she's exhausted from constantly proving her worth. And for Nia to allegedly jump on that pylon and mock her physical appearance feels painfully cheap. Instead of standing united and calling out the insane pressure Hollywood places on women's bodies and faces just to stay relevant, she's reportedly out here dragging Taraji through the mud. Has Nia forgotten she's navigating that same brutal, ageist, sexist landscape? Yes, she's a legendary beauty, no argument there, but throwing another Black actress under the bus just to preserve some image of untouched perfection only feeds the very monster trying to devour them both. We know the bad blood between these two runs deep, but weaponizing a woman's alleged struggle with body image and aging under Hollywood's unforgiving spotlight to settle an old score is petty with a capital P. So Nia, if the rumors are true and you really are piling on, maybe it's time to step back, because legends should be shielding each other, not handing the internet more ammunition. Meanwhile, Taraji has already fired back at the surgery rumors herself, pointing out she's currently on Broadway with absolutely zero downtime to recover from going under the knife, and suggesting her transformed look might simply be the payoff of a healthier lifestyle. Remember when she opened up about quitting alcohol completely? If you go back and watch her older interviews, her face often looked a little rounder, a little puffier, because alcohol triggers serious inflammation, and once you cut that out, drop some weight, and get genuinely healthy, your face naturally tightens and snatches itself. So maybe this is nothing more than shed water weight and a masterclass in contouring, plain and simple. But even if Taraji did get a little surgical help, or even if she was tempted to, can we honestly hold that against her? This is a woman who has spent her entire adult career locked in battle on every front in Hollywood, fighting for equal pay, fighting for basic respect, fighting the tired myth that Black films can't succeed overseas, and fighting an industry that quietly discards Black women the moment they age. At 55, she's staring down a Hollywood that stops offering rich, complex, sexy roles to women like her, and instead hands out nothing but the grieving mother archetype. So, if the entire industry keeps insisting your value is tied directly to how youthful and sellable you appear, wouldn't you at least consider doing whatever it takes to protect your bag? At the end of the day, this whole saga has the internet buzzing, and we genuinely want to hear your take. Whether you believe Taraji went under the knife to keep up with Hollywood's brutal standards, and whether you think Nia really has been clowning her. So drop your thoughts down in the comments below.